This park, located between Gipuzkoa and Araba, is made up of 6 mountain ranges. The park takes its name from 2 of the most representative peaks. The Aizkorri-Aratz Mountain range forms a natural border between Gipuzkoa and Araba. In fact, one of its most emblematic enclaves, the Tunnel of San Adrian, was for hundreds of years an important communication route. This natural cave, excavated by water, knew its maximum splendor during the Middle Ages. Pilgrims, merchants, soldiers, and even emperor rode through it on their long travels. According to legend, the southern exit of the tunnel is so narrow that none other than the Emperor Carlos V was forced to bow his head for the first time in his life in order to pass through. Undoubtedly, this myth is nothing but a historic fable given the fact that in those times, the mouth of the cave was much larger. But let us return to the heights now to speak of another kind of a border that makes up this mountain range. The Cantabrian-Mediterranean water divide. The rain which falls on the Aizkorri-Aratz Mountain range follows one of 2 different routes. On the side of Gipuzkoa are born the rivers Deba, Urola, and Urbia. On the side of Araba are born the rivers Barrundia and Arakil. Few parks can boast of having an access door whose fame surpasses that of the park itself. On the slopes of the Aizkorri mountain range is located the sanctuary of Our Lady of Aránzazu, the patron saint of Gipuzkoa. The history of the sanctuary begins in 1469, and the main characters of that history were a sheepherder, a sheep's bell, and an apparition. As legend has it, on a Saturday in spring, Rodrigo de Balsategui was out watching his sheep when he heard the sound of a sheep's bell that guided him towards a place where he saw the image of a virgin in a thorny hawthorn bush. Surprised at seeing her there, he asked in Basque, "Aránzazu, you among the thorns?" It appears that from there arose the name of the sanctuary. As a consequence of this apparition, a chapel was built, and thus began a long cycle of constructions, burnings, and reconstructions that have lasted for the last 500 years. Aránzazu has been a reference point for the Basque culture and its language, as well as a symbol of modern religious art. In the Basilica of Aránzazu, one can contemplate works of art by great artists of the 20th century, like the frieze of the Apostles on the entrance facade, created by the sculptor Jorge Oteiza. One of the most well-known trails in the park, the climb up the fields of Urbia, takes off from Aránzazu. Each year, many hikers journey up these high pastures to either enjoy the day in this beautiful setting or to continue the trail and the climb up to the mountaintops. Upon walking through the pasture lands of Urbia, we are getting close to the dominions of Mari, the most important goddess of the Basque Country, the goddess of Mother Earth. Precisely here on the north face of Acategi is one of her principal dwelling places. According to legend, every 7 years Mari changes her home, and when she does, she can be seen above in the heavens. When Mari resides in the mountain of Anboto, it rains. When she's in Acategi, there's drought. When she's in Supelegor, the harvests are abundant. Were we able to accompany Mari on one of her flights, we could observe from the heights another one of the most interesting spots in the natural park. From this beautiful valley, a traditional place for sheep herding, we can see the most modernized mountain areas in the park. We are referring to the mountain ranges of Elgea and Urkilla, in which you'll find, at least up till now, the only wind park in Gipuzkoa shared with Araba. Tradition and the modern age united in the natural park of Aizkorri-Aratz, searching for equilibrium as difficult to achieve as it is necessary. In addition to all the beautiful spots we've seen up to now, we'd also like to propose a visit to Aránzazu Center. The reception and information center of the park is located in Aránzazu, more precisely in the Center Gandiaga. In this modern building, they will inform you about all the various trails and activities to be found in the park. The Cave of Arikruts. During our walk through this cave located in Oñati, we'll be able to see, among other things, the skeleton of a cave lion. Urkilla Reservoir. It's a light trek of just 16 kilometers to walk around this beautiful reservoir, and if you're game, you can even go kayaking. All this and much more awaits you in Aizkorri-Aratz.